This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Becky Crackle, Canal Winchester, Ohio. This is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Persons represented: Aeschylus, Prince of Verona; Paris, a young nobleman, kinsman to the prince; Montague and Capulet, heads of two houses at variance with each other; an old man, uncle to Capulet; Romeo, son to Montague; Mercutio, kinsman to the prince and friend to Romeo; Benvolio, nephew to Montague and friend to Romeo; Tybalt, nephew to Lady Capulet; Friar Lawrence, a Franciscan; Friar John of the same order; Balthazar, servant to Romeo; Samson, servant to Capulet; Gregory, servant to Capulet; Peter, servant to Juliet's nurse; Abraham, servant to Montague; an apothecary; three musicians; a chorus; page to Paris, and another page; an officer; Lady Montague, wife to Montague; Lady Capulet, wife to Capulet; Juliet, daughter to Capulet; nurse to Juliet; citizens of Verona; several men and women, relations to both houses; maskers, guards, watchmen, and attendants. Scene, during the greater part of the play, in Verona, once in the fifth act at Mantua. The Prologue. Enter Chorus. Chorus. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage; the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Act I, Scene I. A public place. Enter Samson and Gregory, armed with swords and bucklers. Samson. Gregory, on my word, we'll not carry coals. Gregory. No, for then we should be colliers. Samson. I mean, an we be in collar, we'll draw. Gregory. Ay, while you live, draw your neck out of the collar. Samson. I strike quickly, being moved. Gregory. But thou art not quickly moved to strike. Samson. A dog of the house of Montague moves me. Gregory. To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou run'st away. Samson. A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montague's. Gregory. That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall. Samson. True, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore I will push Montague's men from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall. Gregory. The quarrel is between our masters, and us their men. 'Tis all one, I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be cruel with the maids. I will cut off their heads. Gregory. The heads of the maids? Samson. Ay, the heads of the maids, or their maidenheads. Take it in what sense thou wilt. Gregory. They must take it in sense that feel it. Samson. Me they shall feel while I am able to stand, and 'tis known I am a pretty piece of flesh. Gregory. 'Tis well thou art not fish. If thou hadst, thou hadst been poor. John. Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of Montagues. Samson. My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee. Gregory. How? Turn thy back and run? Samson. Fear me not. Gregory. No, marry, I fear thee. Samson. Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin. Gregory. I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they list. Samson. Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them if they bear it. Enter Abraham and Balthazar. Abraham. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Samson. I do bite my thumb, sir. Abraham. Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Samson. Is the law of our side if I say aye? Gregory. No. Samson. No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Gregory. Do you quarrel, sir? Abraham. Quarrel, sir? No, sir. Samson. But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you. Abraham. No better. Samson. Well, sir. Gregory. Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen. Samson. Yes, better, sir. Abraham. You lie. Samson. Draw, if you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow. They fight. Enter Benvolio. Benvolio. Part, fools! Put up your swords. You know not what you do. Beats down their swords. Enter Tybalt. Tybalt. What art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death. Benvolio. I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me. Tybalt. What, drawn, and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward. They fight. Enter several of both houses, who join the fray. Then enter citizens with clubs. One citizen. Clubs, bills, and partisans, strike, beat them down. Down with the Capulets, down with the Montagues. Enter Capulet in his gown, and Lady Capulet. Capulet. What noise is this? Give me my long sword. Ho! Lady Capulet. A crutch, a crutch! Why call you for a sword? Capulet. My sword, I say. Old Montague has come and flourishes his blade in spite of me. Enter Montague and his Lady Montague. Montague. Thou villain Capulet, hold me not. Let me go. Lady Montague. Thou shalt not stir one foot to seek a foe. Enter Prince with attendants. Prince. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor-stained steel, will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins? On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, old Capulet, and Montague have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans, in hands as old, cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon, to know our further pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart. Exit Prince and attendants, Capulet, Lady Capulet, Tybalt, citizens, and servants. Montague. Who set this ancient quarrel new abroach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began? Benvolio. Here were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears he swung about his head and cut the winds, who, nothing hurt withal, hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part. Lady Montague. Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him to-day? Right glad I am he was not at this fray. Benvolio. Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where, underneath the grove of sycamore, that westward rooteth from the city's side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I measuring his affections by my own, that most are busied when they're most alone, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me. Montague. Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. But all so soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must this humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove. Benvolio. My noble uncle, do you know the cause? Montague. I neither know it nor can learn of him. Benvolio. Have you importuned him by any means? Montague. Both by myself and many other friends. But he, his own affection's counselor, is to himself, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, so far from sounding and discovery, as is the bud bit with an envious worm ere he can spread his sweet leaves to the air, or dedicate his beauty to the sun. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know. Benvolio. See, here he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied. Montague. I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away. Exit Montague and lady. Enter Romeo. Benvolio. Good morrow, cousin. Romeo. Is the day so young? Benvolio. But new struck 9. Romeo. Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast? Benvolio. It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours? Romeo. Not having that which having makes them short. Benvolio. In love? Romeo. Out. Benvolio. Of love? Romeo. Out of her favor where I am in love. Benvolio. Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof. Romeo. Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? O me! What fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first create, O heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep that is not what it is. This love feel I, that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh? Benvolio. No cause, I rather weep. Romeo. Good heart at what? Benvolio. At thy good heart's oppression. Romeo. Why, such is love's transgression. Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate, to have it pressed with more of thine. This love that thou hast shown doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs, being purged, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with lovers' tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my coz. Going. Benvolio. Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong. Romeo. Tut, I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where. Benvolio. Tell me in sadness, who is that you love? Romeo. What, shall I groan and tell thee? Benvolio. Groan? Why, no, but sadly tell me who. Romeo. Bid a sick man in sadness make his will? Ah, word ill urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman. Benvolio. I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.